Our top story today from thegatewaypundit.com. Kash Patel announces arrest of 2 active duty Army soldiers and former soldier for stealing America's defense intelligence capabilities and empowering adversaries like China. We're talking about this story and so much more here on the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review. My name is Elijah Schaffer, and this is the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review, where we cover the top 5 stories of the last 24 hours. Our top story today, Kash Patel announces arrest of 2 active duty Army soldiers and former soldier for stealing America's defense intelligence capabilities. Jordan Conradson has the original report. Well, Kash Patel announced on Thursday night that 3 individuals have been arrested by the FBI and other agencies for, quote, theft of government property and bribery scheme. According to a DOJ press release, Jian Zhao and Li Tian, active duty U.S. Army soldiers stationed at Joint Base Lewis McChord, along with Royui Duan, a former U.S. Army soldier, were arrested today following indictments by federal grand juries in the District of Oregon and the Western District of Washington. Tian and Duan were charged in the District of Oregon for conspiring to commit bribery and theft of government property. Zhao was charged in the Western District of Washington for conspiring to obtain and transmit national defense information to an individual not authorized to receive it, and also for bribery and theft of government property, the press release states. Patel said in an X post that these individuals have been charged with stealing America's defense intelligence capabilities and empowering adversaries like China in a betrayal of our country. He added that they will now face American justice. This action aligns with his day one promise that anyone that wishes to do harm to our way of life and our citizens here or abroad will face the full wrath of the Department of Justice and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. He goes on to explain here that Patel said on X, I can report that today our FBI, along with our interagency partners, led by AG Pam Bondi, arrested 2 active duty U.S. Army soldiers. Now, this brings up the same issue here, right? Obviously, we have a lot of problems going on in our world, but foreign intervention, foreign influence is a big problem. I don't think that the United States is really going to ever come to a real conclusion when it comes to fixing our government until we get all foreign influence out. But I do think that it is important that as we have a broad scope that, unlike politicians that just say, we're going to get out corruption, we got to go country by country. And China definitely has, bad motives when it comes to stealing our trade secrets, when it comes to undermining our intelligence capabilities. And they are not really a partner. And I understand why. We've never really treated them well, and we don't treat our own people well. You know what I mean? So it's like, we don't do either. The United States government has historically treated us very poorly and treated other countries better than we treat ourselves, and China's not one of those. So we're happy that happened. That being said, have you ever wondered what happened to legendary Chuck Norris? Well, guess what? I recently saw a video that he made, and I was shocked. He's in his 80s, and he's still kicking butt and working out and staying active. What's even more shocking is he's stronger, can work out longer, and even has plenty of energy left over for his grandkids. Now, he did this by just making one change. He says that he still feels like he's in his 50s, and his wife even started doing just this one thing too, and she's never felt better. She says that she feels 10 years younger, her body looks leaner, and she has energy all day. Now, Chuck made a special video that explains everything. Make sure that you watch it by going to chuckdefense.com/pundit or by clicking the link in the video below. It'll change the way that you think about your health. Once again, that's chuckdefense.com/pundit, chuckdefense.com/pundit, and click the link in the description below. You won't believe how simple it is. Watch this method by clicking the link in the description box, chuckdefense.com/pundit today. Now, that being said, James O'Keefe calls Financial Times editor Carl Winfield after receiving BS email attacking report on State Farm VP trashing LA fire victims. Jordan Conradson reports. We have the full video for you here. Check this out. Here is James O'Keefe on the phone. We probably won't watch the whole thing, but you tell me what you think.
This is Carl, you're Winfield, right?
Yep.
Pronouns he, his?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, just want to make sure I'm talking to the right Carl at the Financial Times. Are you confused about your gender? Anyway, let's talk about insurance. The video just quotes him. It shows him saying...
I don't know what the hell the video does. I mean, look, that's just somebody looking at the video. So.
What? He said you can see the subject's... You can see the subject's lips moving. The Financial Times doesn't show subjects' lips moving. You quote people, often anonymously, often on background, often through hearsay.
With being ignorant about what has been going on in California.
Ignorant? Are you?
I don't mean ignorant in a negative sense. I just mean that you don't cover property and casualty insurance.
I would love to cover everything under the sun. I investigate everything and anyone.
James.
James.
James, listen.
James.
Listen to me. Come now.
I'm listening.
Come now.
Come now? What?
You have a 14-minute video, and then you did 2 spots. One for Fisher Investments. I thought it was odd to see that in a video.
Does Financial Times run advertising in their newspaper? I see like you have like gold bracelets and shit. Like,
For the wellness company.
and by the way, Alex is on the phone. Alex, are you there?
Yeah, hi, how are you doing?
Hey,
Alex is.
Alex is the head of Fisher Capital.
I'm the founder and...
Oh, hi, Alex. How are you?
Why wouldn't you know who that is? You've done your research, I thought. Are you ignorant?
My story is about State Farm, not Fisher Capital.
Yeah, but then why'd you ask about Fisher Capital in the email?
This is Carl, you're Winfield, right?
Yep.
Pronouns he, his?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, just want to make sure I'm talking to the right
Because
Carl at
my
the
mom
Financial
likes
Times.
At least that's what my mother tells me.
Oh, I see. Are you confused about your gender?
I'm confused about social constructs is going into a philosophical argument that has been raging for years for everybody.
Oh, I know. I just saw those pronouns. I wanted to make sure I was accurately describing who you are. Wouldn't want to confuse that gender situation. Anyway, let's talk about insurance. Yeah. I saw your email and yeah, I mean, happy to speak with you here.
So yeah, I saw the video, it's a video. But one of the things that jumped out at me was, why did you single out State Farm? Because Chubb, Allstate, Farmers, other carriers have done pretty much the same thing over the last couple of years.
How do you know I'm not also investigating those carriers? How do you know that? You're making an assumption that I'm not doing it. Well, this is the third video in a series of videos. I've done a recording on Karen Bass. Let me finish a sentence. I've done a recording on Mayor Karen Bass. I've done a recordings of people that work in her office. And now we're moving to the insurance companies. If you have evidence of those vice presidents...
That has to do with being ignorant about what has been going on in California for a long period of time. I don't mean ignorant in a negative sense. I just mean that you don't cover property and casualty insurance.
I would love to cover everything under the sun. I investigate everything and anyone. I investigate all the things.
That's actually nebulous.
Well, it's what I do.
Okay.
If you're committing fraud or corruption, I investigate you. And by the way, State Farm released a statement saying that they're terminating the guy because they said, these are their statements, State Farm responded and said these assertions are inaccurate and in no way represent the views of State Farm. They do not reflect the position regarding the victims.
I know that because I talked to State Farm yesterday.
Okay. So we felt, because...
I know exactly what happened. I know exactly what the situation is vis-a-vis State Farm.
We felt this particular recording was newsworthy, and that's why we published it. Where is the editorial responsibility in not publishing this story?
James, listen to me. Come now.
I'm listening.
Come now.
Come now? What?
The only thing that Hayden deviated from was...
Well, that's a retraction if I ever saw one. Now, the funny part is that, getting people to retract their lies is always difficult in the media. But in this case, James O'Keefe has never failed to surprise us with his ability to extract the truth and expose the wicked people in our nation. And that being said, the White House responds with a fire to cringe female Democrats Choose Your Fighter video. Jordan Conradson reports that female Democrat House members teamed up to release an awkward Super Smash Bros. Style TikTok video. And the White House slammed the move on Thursday. This comes after the Democrats' defiant, outrageous behavior at the president's joint address to Congress on Tuesday. As the Gateway Pundit previously reported, 22 Democrats posted a silly video where they copied each other nearly word for word on the eve of Trump's address to Congress on Tuesday. Now they're released ridiculous video indicating that they plan to continue fighting the will of the people, maybe even physically. The Gateway Pundit's Colin Linebarger originally reported earlier that Democrats got humiliated on social media over the video. You can see them there doing a Choose Your Fighter. That being said, the clip with Democratic influencer Jessica Wu features Representatives Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Lauren Underwood, Catherine Clark, Judy Chu, Jasmine Crockett, and Susie Lee. Check it out. the government shouldn't try to be cool. I don't agree with governments trying to be cool. I think you gotta be serious. It's a serious thing, you know? I mean, we live in a clown world. With that being said, obviously the world's smartest investors today know that. And they're not buying stocks. They're collecting mailbox money. Guys, check out this awesome opportunity I have for you guys. From oil royalties, that right now, you can actually get these in your mailbox. I'm talking about passive income that shows up month after month. Starting with as little as $25. Visit ElijahOil.com, ElijahOil.com, to discover how to tap into monthly royalty checks from America's most productive oil basin. You don't need to be a wealthy or connected. You just need a regular brokerage account. That's ElijahOil.com to learn how you could start collecting oil royalty checks every month. Guys, the crypto market's cooked. The stock market's cooked. Try looking into natural resource dividends like this at ElijahOil.com. The Oxford Club can set it all up for you. It's very easy. Go to ElijahOil.com to learn how you could start collecting oil royalty checks every month. Check it out before it's too late. Now, that being said, in other news, it turns out that missing boy whose case was featured on Netflix show located by law enforcement after 7 years. A boy who was kidnapped 7 years ago and whose case was featured in a Netflix show was coincidentally found in Douglas County, Colorado. Deputies discovered 14-year-old Abdulaziz Khan on February 23rd during an unrelated call about a home burglary. Two suspicious people had reportedly entered the vacant home, which was up for sale. Upon arrival, deputies discovered two children in a vehicle parked in the driveway. One of them later identified as Khan. Police have not released the identity of the second child. It's crazy. The two burglary suspects, a male and a female, exited the home and told the deputies they knew the realtor. But after 4 hours of attempting to identify the pair, police came to a startling realization. The woman was 40-year-old Rabia Khalid, who was wanted for kidnapping, and the male was 42-year-old Elliot Blake Bourgeois, her husband. Khalid is the boy's non-custodial mother, according to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Such bizarre. In 2017, when the boy was 7 years old, Khalid allegedly took him from his father's home in Atlanta. Khalid and her ex-husband Abdul were reportedly embroiled in a custody battle for several years at that point. On the day of the kidnapping, Khalid was supposed to have attended a custody hearing in Atlanta. Such a wild world, man. Such a wild world. Yeah, you can watch the video there, but we won't watch it today. Lastly, lifelong Democrat flips parties after hitting her breaking point during Trump's address to Congress. I believe there's probably a video here that we can watch. Yeah, let me bring this up. It's kind of crazy that a lot of people really are, flipping, right? They're flipping the script. They're kind of tired of all this nonsense, and they're wanting to change who they identify with. And it makes sense, though. It just makes sense. Check this out.
A little earlier today, I emailed around an email I got. I sent around in Substack an email that I got from a woman who's been a Democrat her whole life. Her family's all Democrats. And basically last night, she was so appalled by the conduct of the Democrats during the State of the Union-like speech that she basically said, I'm no longer a Democrat. It's a very powerful message. Now, as I said in the introduction, I also talked to a lot of Democrats today who were fine with what the Democrats did because they're so appalled by Donald Trump. Those are two different perspectives. If you're someone who disagrees with the lady who said she's no longer going to be a Democrat, there's no reason to send me emails demanding to know why I published it or saying, how dare I publish it? Because you should use this for an opportunity to learn. That's what we do here. If you hear a different opinion, it's unlike in other places. You're not supposed to hate watch it. You're not supposed to turn it off. You're not supposed to ask me why I'm publishing a point of view you disagree with. It's a wonderful opportunity, as I say all the time, for which you should thank me. Thank you, Mark, for bringing me a point of view I did not know, or I did not fully understand the power of that point of view. So I recommend you read it. It doesn't represent every Democrat.
It doesn't represent every Democrat, but hey, we got to flip the script and we got to leave the party that is leaving America behind. I'm Elijah Schaffer. Don't forget that if you want to sign up for our mug club, you should, to support independent media and journalism. Get this amazing mug. You get this. You don't get the cup inside of it. That's my water. But this cup is weighty. It is quality. And you join the mug club, and it's so fantastic. And I appreciate you there checking it out. Anyway, if you want to follow me on social media and find out where you can follow me, you can find out all my social media by just going to ElijahSchaffer.locals.com. It's my locals page. It's free to join, and it's where all my social media is at and everything, because you guys keep requesting it, and so I just put it all in one place. Anyway, have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.